Everyone, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. We're starting in the menus because, like I said in the first, like I said in the first video, and joining me is Leo. So we're just gonna. No, I don't want to change the time. No, I don't want to change the time. Stop it.
Why is it not coming up for me? I want to catch this.
Wait. What are you doing? You just told me the time is 12 o'clock. Last time you played, you also told me the time was 12 o'clock. Which is more likely that you started up this game at exactly midnight twice in a row, or that you're just ignoring the prompt to correctly set the time. I think we all know which one is more likely. Do you not believe that setting the clock accurately is important? Do you think I would ask you to set the time if it wasn't vital to your experience with the Stanley Parable? How reckless exactly do you think I am? This game wasn't easy to make. Do you think there was time to add frivolous features with no meaningful impact? Yes, absolutely. I absolutely think there was. Without a doubt, 100% think all kinds of frivolous shit was added. Sorry, I got a little worked up there. Look, I'll mark down right here that the time is 12, but I'm placing my trust in you that you've actually started playing the game at exactly midnight, twice in a row. And will you do me a favor? The next time you boot up the game and see this screen, please enter the honest, accurate time of day. We on the same page? Alright, good? Okay, go play the video game. Nice. So, begin the game.
So, there'll be one more after
this
that.
This is the story of a man named
I don't
Stanley.
know if there's more, but I just know that there is one more.
I got the trophy welcome back for returning to the game, which means I'll also get the trophy for earning another trophy. Yep, get your first trophy.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Hey, what door is it I knock on a bunch?
So if you go back to the first room there, this is the first or second door on your right when you come out of your office.
430?
Yeah, 430.
I don't even have a knock prompt.
No, you just click on it.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition. I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction.
How many times is he going to make me click on this door?
Perhaps 50 clicks.
Wait, find out.
Yes, almost certainly 50 clicks.
He just stopped at the 50.
No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks...
417, alright, we'll do that another time. We ain't stand here to stream 417 clicks.
No. You have to go to room 417 and click on that door now.
Oh, okay. So
no, you're going the right way. Down the hallway.
This is 417.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
Where's 437? Did I head the wrong way? Is there a 437? Oh, there it is.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
New content?
Ignore that.
Okay.
That doesn't, no.
Now, back to door number 437.
I went back.
I'm lagged. The video's lagged behind a couple seconds.
Let's
so
see.
like you
How
were
about you
going
click
in
on,
the door and
well, I
like,
don't
no,
know, the
do
copy
that.
machine.
Where's the copy machine?
All
there
right,
it is.
Back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere. Okay, now go climb on employee 419's desk.
I hate climbing on the desk. It's such a... Come on, seat. Let me up.
Just wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Almost. Nah.
Wiggle, wiggle.
Not
wiggle,
having
wiggle.
it. Try
Wiggle,
this
wiggle.
side. Yeah, it doesn't... I'm getting a little bit at a time. But then I backed up.
I can't remember exactly the exact method you used to get on
Yes!
it,
Well,
This
okay, I
is
got
great.
up.
You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416.
Alright, where's 416?
yeah. Around the corner.
Wait, keep going. No. There's 15. There's 17.
Don't tell me the new content door is 16. I don't remember. Wait. Keep going forward to your left.
You mean into the room with the two choices?
Possibly? Fuck, I can't remember.
It's
Can't
not
remember.
here.
The door doesn't close behind you. Does it?
This one doesn't have a number. That's the new content door. That's 15. That's 17.
I think it might actually be broken, and the new content door is 416, and you can't access it right now.
You bastard.
Because that's the only thing that makes sense. That would be 416.
Mm-hmm. Well, we're in the new... Oh,
We've almost got it.
it was in the new
copy machine,
content.
do that one again.
It was in the new content area.
I do not remember that. Or I guess they adjusted it somehow so that you could still do it.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes!
Click
We
on
did
door
it!
435 times.
Oh, wow.
That's a trophy.
That felt amazing.
Yeah, I mean, technically you
really
clicked on
earned
it 5
Stanley.
times.
Nothing could hold
For the
you
trophy.
back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
Now we're going into the new content.
I'm curious. I didn't realize it before, but can you close the door and go behind it?
I could have walked past it when it was first initially open. I could get in without clicking it. Then I could probably go behind it after that. We'll catch
Yeah,
that
because I'm curious.
next
about
round.
that.
We'll catch that next round.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers.
Ooh.
After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers.
Which is what we
The
have.
Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over.
Ooh,
Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content.
What if I get back on? Nothing?
I don't know.
Nothing.
Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure.
Till it puts us back at the doors where we decide.
Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it.
Balls.
I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if them... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle.
We can jump inside the circle. Just inside the circle.
And you have 29 jumps, 28, 27, 26.
Oh, you're way behind. I'm down to 17.
21.
You're way behind, lagging. I wonder what happens if we leave without completing the jumps. Oh, and now we're out of jumps. Bye, jump circle.
It was counting down the amount of jumps.
Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right? Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is.
Thank you for enjoying the new content.
You've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable.
Yeah, I know.
My fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
We're gonna have tons of fun, narrator.
So as you go,
This is not my office. Well, I mean, it's my office. This is not where we usually.
Stanley.
Yeah, I'm
Come over
not
here.
sure.
In
Oh,
the vent.
okay. Yep.
I want to show you
You
something.
can choose to listen to him or ignore him.
We're gonna ignore him. I like ignoring him.
Oh, you don't want to see the cool surprise? I
Although
made
that
for
looks
you?
like the regular
Fine.
office.
You're a dork anyway, so who cares? Oh, never mind.
It won't
You're
be.
not a dork. Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC.
The memory zone.
You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? Back then, video games had integrity. Back then, it all meant something. Oh, the waste.
The time. We've been playing 13 minutes. Have we? Hold on.
No, if it would be 24. So it
Nope,
would be 13.
that's right. Wow, yeah, it changed the time. 20.
And you're at 14 minutes.
I mean, 14,
15
yeah.
minutes.
It's close there.
Coincidental.
Go outside. Don't play for 5 years. My trophy says 10 years. Fuck you, game.
That was the old trophy.
It is impossible to get this achievement.
That was actually a thing.
And how did you get it?
By cheating. It was cheat detection. Anybody that had it outed themselves as a cheater.
Oh.
And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable.
Oh God, this
like the
gets so
stunning
unhinged.
triumph of games journalism. 10 out of 10.
Don't read
from
any review
Destructoid.com.
except this one.
James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content.
An hour of new elevator content. That wasn't an hour of elevator content. Oh, we can go. What's down here? Memory zone maintenance. Oh, the room with 2 doors. I remember that room. I see a smiley face.
Smiley button.
Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't
9 out of
need
10 is
anything
not
else.
perfect,
It
narrator.
didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation,
that a
boom,
French flag?
done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling
maybe,
with a beloved
yeah.
franchise.
It's gonna make me go back the way I came. No, open this door, dick. Or, oh, the boxes. How do we get past the boxes?
The serious room.
I want to go to the serious room. I want to go to the serious room. I mean the fucking serious room.
Seriously.
Yeah. Is there a way into the serious room? Serious
Not
question.
as far as I know.
Alright. Hey, narrator. Fuck you.
These were simpler times, Stanley. But I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here?
Oh, what a clusterfuck.
Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well,
Steam
weren't they?
reference.
Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them.
If they want to give me more freedom, let me drive these. Does it want me to go that way or this way? That way.
Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers
3.1 hours on
games,
record.
this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley parable isn't quite as sterling as I always remembered. What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have.
That's the smiley face.
And here it is.
Oh, no, it's not
Go ahead
smiley.
and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant... Oh, you're back, you see. You were
Can I push it
only
again?
frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary... Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption... Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? Stanley! Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're... Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time. Oh, hello. It's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and
That's
about
fine.
everything we've been through. I've had so much time.
How
I
much
stopped
time?
keeping track after a year. Have you
Oh,
ever
yeah,
sat
a
down
year.
in one place and not moved for one entire year?
Yay, we skipped through the narrator. He's dead. We've done it. It couldn't hurt. Tree's dead. Boop.
But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain us. It wasn't enough. They had to leave a pathetic little thumbs-down review and make all of their pitiful demands. But then, he's talking too much, they said.
Eventually the button will stop working.
The end is never the end, 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 is never the end,
is never the end, is never the end, is never the end, is never the end.
I'm past that now. He's quiet again. Maybe we should enjoy the quiet for a moment. Let's have a moment of peace for the narrator who's losing his damn mind. Okay, that was long enough. Oh, hey, that's convenient. Shit's starting to fall apart. If we wait long enough, we'll get an exit. Well, starting to get an exit. Plant life's growing again. Uh-oh. Plant life turned to ash. Everything's dark. Has the solar system died? Finally broke? Nope. Oh no, it fell over. The room is slanted. Are you gonna pop out again, or are you done popping out and we're supposed to exit the room? Hey, you done? Yeah, you're done. Just endless desert.
Nobody tells the narrator.
I'll follow these rocks. There's some more rocks. Oh no, I'm out of rocks to follow. I'm just gonna wander towards that hill in the distance that we may never reach. Bye, building. Bye, have a nice time. See you later. I miss you. We spent a lot of time together, apparently.
Couple millennia.
Wonder how the room survived. Yep, we're back.
All of his co-workers were gone.
I wonder if he'll comment since we already got the trophy.
Oh, please. Are you
Yep.
really just doing this for the trophy? Click a door 5 times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't
Okay.
just give these...
No, the new
Oh,
content is
You
open too
noticed
far.
my sign? Yes,
No.
I have something very exciting
So I was going to say it's
show you.
also
New content.
that's for the new. You still haven't finished the base content. So
Alright.
that's totally your call. What you want to do?
When Stanley came to a set of 2
We'll keep
open
ignoring
doors,
him
this
and
was
going
not
to
the
the
correct
right.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Yep, it's a beautiful lounge. See you later,
Surely a
bye.
room worth admiring, but eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Nope. I feel like there's still content this
Stanley
way.
was so bad at following directions.
There's
it's
like 3
incredible he wasn't
choices.
fired years ago.
Alright, so we went down the one time before. We went that
So-
way.
I think
that
if this works, what you can do is if you hug to your left there,
Like,
no, go to the corner.
this
Yeah,
corner?
no, to your right, more. Yeah, right there, to left. And you want to kind of like behind you.
But you're watching the stream, so like you're behind me, so I don't know what direction I'm facing when you're talking.
Okay, so put the lift to your back.
Okay. The air vent I
What you
can
cut-
get in.
Yeah, we already done that?
Yeah, we went in the air vent.
Oh, okay, never mind. I thought we hadn't done that. So you got 2 choices left on this.
Do I fall off the lift or stay on the lift?
You stay on the left.
Okay.
Look, Stanley, I think
Yeah, we
perhaps
did the
we've
air
gotten
vent.
off on the wrong foot
I
here.
didn't. I totally
I'm not
forgot
your
about the
enemy,
air vent.
really, I'm not. I realize that investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story has been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
Oh, we gotta
Someone
pick
you've
up the phone, don't we?
Yeah,
Please,
there's picking
stop
up the
trying to
phone
make
this
every
time.
decision by yourself. Now, I'm not asking for me. I'm asking for her. This is it, Stanley. Your chance to redeem yourself. To put your work
You want me to redeem
aside,
myself? Let me drive
to
this
let her
motherfucker.
back into your life. She's been waiting. That's her, Stanley. You need to be the one to do this. To reach out to her. If you can truly place your faith in another, then pick up the phone.
Alright, what button do I push?
It's same button you're
Nope.
square.
X? I pressed them all, eventually.
Stanley, is that you? Hold on, sweetie. Sorry to keep you waiting. I'm just pulling the bread out of the oven.
Oh, Brad.
All right. Okay, there we go. All right, now, I want you to come in and tell me all about...
Try and
Gotcha. Oh, come on. Did you actually think you had a loving wife who'd want to commit their life to you? I'm trying to make a point here, Stanley. I'm trying to get you to see something. Come inside. Let me show you what's really going on here.
No, I don't think I will.
Sorry, but you're in my story now.
We'll just stand here. You can't make me do nothing. We'll sit in the corner.
you just put baby in the corner.
No, I'm not baby.
You don't put baby in the corner.
This is a very sad story about the death of a man named Stanley.
Killed by his wife with a kitchen knife? Press triangle on your controller. No. I'm gonna go out the window.
That actually would have been a good choice to add in right there, honestly.
Stanley is quite a boring fellow. He has a job that demands nothing of him, and every button that he pushes is a reminder of the inconsequential nature of his existence.
Every button I push reminds me of my inconsequential choices. So we'll push every button but triangle. Well, not every button, because some of them will pause the game.
Look at him there, pushing buttons,
Recording
doing
anyways.
exactly what he's told to do. Now he's pushing a button. Now he's eating lunch.
Where's my fucking lunch?
He's going home. Now he's coming back to work. One might even feel sorry for him, except that he's chosen this life.
No.
But in his mind,
Do you remember
in
if I
his
made you go to
mind,
the
he can
boss's
go on
office and
fantastic
turn around and go all the way back
From
already?
behind his desk,
No, I didn't do that.
Stanley dreamed of wild expeditions into the unknown, fantastic discoveries of new lands. It was wonderful. And each day that he returned to work was a reminder that none of it would ever happen to him.
Ooh, that's TV.
And so he began to fantasize about his own job. First, he imagined that one day while at work, he stepped up from his desk to realize that all of his co-workers, his boss, everyone in the building had suddenly vanished off the face of the earth. The thought excited him terribly. So he went further. He imagined that he came to two open doors and that he could go through either. At last, choice. It barely even mattered what lay behind each door. The mere thought that his decisions would mean something was almost too wonderful to behold. As he wandered through this fantasy world, he began to fill it with many possible paths and destinations. Down one path lay an enormous round room with monitors and mind controls. And down another was a yellow line that weaved in many directions. And down another was a game with a baby. And he called it the Stanley Parable. It was such a wonderful fantasy, and so in his head he relived it again, and then again, and again, over and over, wishing beyond hope that it would never end, that he might always feel this free. Surely there's an answer down some new path, mustn't there be? Perhaps if he played just one more time.
You're fake.
But there is no answer. How could there possibly be? In reality, all he's doing is pushing the same buttons he always has. Nothing has changed. The longer he spends here, the more invested he gets, the more he forgets which life is the real one.
I have a real life? Ooh, what are you going to change the bed to?
And I'm trying to tell him this, that in this world he can never be anything but an observer. that as long as he remains here, he's slowly killing himself. But he won't listen to me. He won't stop. Here, watch this. Stanley, the next time the screen asks you to push a button, do not do it.
Not pushing the button. But he told me not to. Either way, I'm listening to what I'm told.
You see? Can he just not hear me? How can I tell him in a way that he'll understand that every second he remains here, he's electing to kill himself? How can I get him to see what I see? How can I make him look at himself?
Yeah.
I suppose I can't. Not in the way I want him to. But I don't make the rules. I simply play to my intended purpose, the same as Stanley. We're not so different, I suppose. I'll try once more to convey all this to him. I'm compelled to. I must. Perhaps, well, maybe this time he'll see. Maybe this time.
Maybe.
I tried again.
Please die.
Stanley pushed a button. And I tried again. And Stanley pushed a button. And I tried.
And I pushed a button.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Yes, we know they're gone.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
We'll be back for your new content.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by.
So, then what else do we have this direction, huh, bud?
Wow. Yes, this room. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
You can't go down that way if you want.
Is there anything else this way?
I'm just looking right now. I can't.
Well then, in the meantime, we'll do this way.
Through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I went down the maintenance.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now, in order to get back, he needed to go, from here, it's, left.
Alright, we'll go left, narrator.
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
Okay.
No, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Stanley got hit by a runaway truck and died.
No.
Hey, it's the monitor one.
This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet.
Mind control and shit.
Quick, Stanley, close your eyes.
Yeah, have you been down the main ending? I can't remember.
Okay. We just
No.
have to get back to,
Yeah, that is part of the main ending.
Am I kidding? It's all rubbish now.
Yeah, that person was fired.
Completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
No, it doesn't have a number.
From the top. All of his co-workers were gone.
Alright, back at the beginning again.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yeah, see, that door is normally 416 when it's not new content.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game.
A lot of jolly choices.
Fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors?
Nope, just looked around.
A story somewhere, or a... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
Ooh, we have lots of choices. This is the same room. What about you?
Welcome to the back rooms.
Hmm.
I'll say it.
You know, now that I'm
This
actually
is the
thinking
worst
about it,
adventure I've ever
I
been
actually
on.
think
I can
this
promise
is
you
a fucking
there definitely
precursor for
was
the
a
video
story
game
here
back
before.
rooms.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
I was still exploring, Dick.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. Okay, yeah,
No
it's worse.
door.
I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back the other direction and see if we missed anything?
If I walk through the door that's here. Ah! Nope, still a wall. Hello? Hello? Nope, nobody.
Aha! I knew we'd missed something. The story. Here it comes. No, wait, never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
No retracing our steps now, narrator.
Now well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work. And it really paid off, so good job.
Congratulations.
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay, I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
It has a real cabin in the woods feel there.
All right, I've got a solution.
Adventure
This
line.
time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
This door was never open before. I'm gonna follow the line, but not because the narrator told me
You
to.
see, the line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa.
Well, it's time for him to ask a
That's a
question.
bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know
I
what?
can't jump, but I
think
need to
what we
jump
need
over
right
this.
now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
I wish I could read what that used to say.
Okay, you're giving me motion sickness.
Sorry, I was dancing to the music. We at least have to follow the line with our eyes.
Wait, what's that on the ground back there?
Paper? Box?
No,
Where?
no. Right there. Is that a can? Outside the box behind you.
This? It's a payday mask.
Oh, it's a pit wall.
That's funny because that's one of the other free games this month.
Yeah, I remember I was telling you about it. I started playing it and it asked me to log in and create an account. And I'm like, my PSN is my login. And it's like, no, we want our own personal fucking shit. I'm like, oh.
Wait, cut the music, go back and look at that fern.
Okay.
Stanley, this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
Looking at the fern very carefully. Okay, enough of that.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
There's our one. I don't care what we're looking for, narrator.
Still missing the doors. Did we make a mistake following the line? Perhaps we could have found the story on our own.
They trademarked the line.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
I can't take this anymore. The hell with it.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
We'll work on the computer.
This all sounds perfectly doable. Why
Get
don't
some
we
actual
simply
fucking work
start
done.
wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
My office? That's the only open door I see. Alright, we're done.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild.
An endless
Use
circle.
your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
I want us to go back to the adventure line, narrator.
Oh, no, not you again.
How convenient.
Stanley, I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't
Why is
acknowledge
line
it. You should be
TM?
fine.
I think adventure line is TM'd. My adventure line.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk
Okay.
in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn means that our destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting from the right, let us ask, will taking the right door lead us to where we're going? And since the answer is clearly yes, then by all accounts, the door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley, our destiny awaits.
I want to go through the left door now. The confusion ending.
Hold up, what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending? And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be.
After a long
I don't
time,
want the game
Stanley
to keep
dies.
restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it. And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay.
Narrator's gonna restart the game.
I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way,
And he'll
this is a
forget.
kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
Nope, game restarted on its own. Bye, office.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Not now, new content.
To the boss's
When
office.
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Actually, no, we're gonna make a pit stop along the way.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley
Stop
decided to
going
go
to the
up to
closet.
his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
What if,
Close the door.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty
So
broom
you were able to
closet.
close yourself
No
in.
reason to still be here.
no.
Now, if you manual restart from this point on, the broom closet will be barricaded.
Oh?
Mm-hmm.
The meeting room. Yes, that's where everyone would be. Stanley just needed to get to the meeting room, and from then on, he would never be alone ever again. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
Nope.
disbelief, Stanley decided to
It's
go
supposed
up
to
to
be.
his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
You can't open it, so. Nope.
Oh, no.
There it is.
No, not
Oh,
again.
let me
I'm
post
out of
it that
this.
time.
I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Jerking off.
I just like sitting in here. Makes me feel content with existence. So now if I restart, it should be barricaded,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Oh, shit. Hey, baby.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone.
No, you just
Finally.
startled me. I didn't
This
hear you
is
come out.
great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of
And now
disbelief,
it's
Stanley
blurred up.
decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So I
This
go
is where
in
it gets
here.
Funny. Stop. Stop, stop,
Stepping
stop,
into
stop,
his
stop,
manager's
stop.
office,
See you later,
Stanley
man.
was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked,
Yeah, let's go to
unraveled,
the
Stanley
true
wondered
ending.
in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being
2845.
held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number.
28 what?
2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known
And if you
this.
do it before the
Yet
narrator's
incredibly,
finished,
by simply
you
pushing
get
random
something
buttons
for
on
it.
the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
This seems like a fall. Nope. They do love their elevators, don't they?
What are you doing?
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nah, they're not gonna mark escape.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself.
Hey, this
Did he have
room.
the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
There's our monitor. That's not where we are.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all. Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all those years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? Let's say 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley? It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
We're just gonna wait the 2 minutes out.
What's that? You'd like to know where your co-workers are? A moment of solace before you're obliterated? All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance of the story. Sometimes when I tell it, I simply let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp. I have to say this, though, this version of events has been rather amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not? These are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now? Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
Nope.
Stanley, you're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here, just you being blown to pieces. Will you cling desperately to your frail life, or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice.
I'm being peaceful.
Or don't. It's all the same to me, all a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the moment I say, happily ever after.
Yay, we blew up. Okay, now you want me to go to the office and then turn around
Wait,
before I go in.
This isn't the right office, is it? Is this Stanley's office? When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast. Money crisp. Surprised the narrator hasn't commented yet. Long elevator ride. This isn't the boss's. This is the boss's office. No. I'll try going up. Bathroom again. We're not done with this elevator yet. Wow, it won't let me sneak out. Alright, looks like we're on in the boss's office.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway.
This time we'll push off.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Or maybe we'll head to
Control
these.
Facility.
Yeah, we'll push off. We'll get that out of the way.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens.
Come on, narrator.
What
I don't
horrible
care.
secret
Nobody
did this
cares.
place
We heard
hold?
this.
Sorry, enough.
Did
No
he
worries,
have the
bud.
strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world?
Yes.
But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For
That's
he
right.
would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Stanley's a hero. Yay, Stanley. Go, Stanley. Yay, you're a hero.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
It's never
He
over.
had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, good for Stanley. Well, beat the game. Apparently that's the actual ending. But there's more to explore.
Someone was following Stanley. He was sure of it. If he checked over his shoulder now, he would surely catch them. It was only a matter of time.
Where are you, person following me?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We gotta go to the escape.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad, Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
Blah, blah, blah. We all know now.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Nope.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Neat.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Death.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Neat. Goodbye, life.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
I don't feel very dead. I'm still feeling pretty alive, honestly.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish? When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Filing cabinets, how interesting. It's this way. Credits. Leather up.
At the top of the facility to end this injustice forever. Then he pushed the number 4.
That's not the countdown desk. It's the phone. What's the point of the countdown? Okay, we finally rounded back to here. Where's that? Narrator emails. Just 3 Stanley's offices. Exit. Not yet. I've been in here. Okay. I guess now, yeah.
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Sure.
Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen. But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Heh. I let time choose. Also excuses me. Time choose.
Stanley knew the office layout like the back of his hand. It was only a matter of time before he found the others, wherever they were. Just a matter of time. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I don't know if there's anything else left in
Yet there was
with the
not
boss.
a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss. Admitting he had left his post during work hours, he might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
But it wasn't fine.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day, the very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And then she turned and ran. How long have we been streaming? I bet we've been going a while. Ooh, an hour and a half. We ran over. So, I'm going to cut the stream here. Leo's still AFK, so you're not getting a buy out of him. But for anybody watching, whether it be now or in the future, whether you watch the whole thing, bits and pieces, skimmed around, skipped to the end, whatever the case may be, know that I always appreciate your views. I appreciate you, the viewer, and I will see you all in the next episode. Bye.